Jiu-Jitsu friends, let me cover a topic today that I think is something that it's a recurring topic, and especially as I get new students just coming in the door all the time and new people coming into the Jiu-Jitsu fold on a regular basis as the art version and the sport version grows and it becomes more mainstream. Let me first tell you about a concept called a numbers game. And this I originally learned about this in my sales training back when I was a stockbroker, financial consultant as we say now. In that, in order for a person to get a sale, I needed to dial the phone 250 times. After dialing the phone 250 times, I would get contacts, meaning people would answer the phone and actually talk to them. And the number at the time was 250 dials would get me 50 contacts. Of those 50 contacts, I would have 5 people that we would call prospects. And these are people that would say, yeah, I like what you're telling me, get me more information. And of those 5 prospects, I'd get a half an account, meaning it would take me 500 dials to get somebody to open an account with me. So the way the numbers worked was that I needed to work 2 days dialing 500 times, 500 numbers in order to get one account. Now, as I this is 25 years ago. Now, as I've grown, I've realized that particular analogy runs itself throughout life. Just like the 80-20 rule. The 80-20 rule states that for a business, 80% of your revenues will come from 20% of your customers. Likewise, 80% of your problems will come from 20% of your customers. And these are rules that I wouldn't say are hard and fast, but they're pretty darn reliable. So the 80-20 as well as the numbers game. So what I'm trying to say here is a common thing when it's not all the time, but I do get it every once in a while. People call asking about Kama Jiu-Jitsu, and then they ask me, how long will it take for me to earn my black belt? On the one hand, I'd like to give them the straight answer. And the straight answer is, you probably won't earn it if you're asking. And it's not because I don't like people asking. If you ask, I'm not going to give it to you. It's just a characteristic of people that tend to ask that. They are into I wouldn't say instant gratification, but they're very goal-oriented. However, their goal is on the prize. Ever hear that one? Keep your eye on the prize. For them, the prize is the belt. And when they think that way, I don't know of a single person, and I know a lot of black belts, I don't know of a single one who thinks in that way. With anything, with success in anything in life, you need to love what you're doing. And people who earn black belts in Jiu-Jitsu love Jiu-Jitsu. I don't know of a single one that has earned a black belt and then said, I'm good, I quit. No, it doesn't happen that way. You keep training. And because you love it. Now, you do have those extraordinary people who may earn the black belt in, say, 3.5 years, like a BJ Penn. But he's still training today. Years and years later, probably decades later, he's still training. And then you have those people who take 20 years to earn a black belt, and they're still training. To do something for longer than, say, 3 to 5 years, I call that a weeding out period. And that's where your numbers game comes into play. So for every 150 people that step onto the mat as a white belt, you might get one black belt. Now, how hard is it to get into Stanford University out of high school? Well, first of all, you need to be top maybe 2% of your class to even bother thinking that you can get in. And then once you get to that point, you need to be in the 6% range, meaning that of every 100 applicants, only 6% will get accepted. Now, the numbers to get a black belt in Jiu-Jitsu are even more difficult. And the reason is because there are a lot of things that you need to go through. Number one is, sometimes it can be pretty rough in Jiu-Jitsu. Physically, mentally, emotionally. There are so many things that Jiu-Jitsu stimulates. It stimulates your mind. It stimulates your body. It makes you frustrated at times. And in going with what Hickson says about the average person not earning a black belt, the average person is just going to quit after a couple setbacks, say an injury, right? I've had 2 knee surgeries. I've had my elbows cracked multiple times. My neck, kind of, when I do this, I hear sand going in my neck. It's kind of funny, actually. I've popped ankles. I've popped my feet. Almost every joint in my body has been hurt. My shoulders have been hurt. But the thing is that every time something has happened, it's never come back to, okay, that's it. I'm not going to do this anymore. And I quit. No, that doesn't happen. In fact, I was a purple belt for 14 years. Everybody who knows me knows this. I have friends that became black belts who started when I was a purple belt and who became black belts and I was still a purple belt. There's about a 10-year period of time where I didn't train. Very rarely, maybe once a month was a good year. And there were some years where I might have trained twice in the entire year for a 10-year period. But the whole time, I kept thinking, I'm going to go back. And I would always go and train with friends, and I'd get myself busted up. And I'd go home, and I would never think to myself, I'm going to quit. I would just think to myself, oh man, that hurt a lot. But I'll heal up, and I'll get back to training. And I would. It's just the way it was. Quitting was never a thought in my mind. I didn't ski. I still don't ski. And the reason why I don't ski is because I'm afraid of a knee injury. Because I saw a guy when I was in PT getting my knee fixed, and his knee was completely blown out. They did a complete knee reconstruction on him, and it was from skiing. And I just told myself, why am I going to ski? Because if I do, there's a chance. The enjoyment that I get out of skiing is not worth the potential for injury and the frustration I'll have for not being able to train jiu-jitsu. And the same happens for a lot of other activities that I've chosen not to do, because my thought process is, okay, how will it affect my jiu-jitsu if I get injured? And then that wouldn't stop me from doing it. So you can kind of see how I think. Now, a lot of people think that way as well. Now, of course, you have some people that are just all for the wall. I wouldn't, in my mind, they're kind of crazy, but they do everything at 110%. It doesn't matter. They play soccer, they ride motorcycles, they ride bicycles, they do jiu-jitsu. Everything they do at 110%. Now, what happens is, invariably, they will injure themselves doing one of those things, or all of them. And then they won't be able to get them met. And I see that, and I say, no, that's not me, right? So when you look at it, I am one of those few that the numbers worked out for. So I'm saying hypothetically speaking, if it takes 150 people to create one black belt, I'm one of the 150, as are several of my friends. But in the 27 years I've been training, I come across a lot of people who have stepped on the mat and who have never earned their black belt. Now, there was an article somebody posted that says that if you just keep showing up for class, that's the key. Just show up for class, you will get your black belt. That is not true. Do not believe that. You need to improve yourself in many, many ways to get to this point. You need to love the art to get to this point. If you hate the art and you show up because you say, I'm going to get my black belt. I do know of some black belts who got their black belt that way, but you're not going to get it here. And it's just, the belt should not be the issue. For instance, Elio and Carlos Gracie ran the Gracie Academy up until 1967. So from, I think, 1924, 1925 when they started, to 1967, there were only 2 belts, a white belt and a navy blue belt. If you were an instructor and you went through the instructor training program and you taught classes, you wore a navy blue belt. Everybody else wore a white belt. It doesn't matter if you were training at the Gracie Academy 20 years. If you never went through that instructor training program, you wore a white belt. And really, the belts didn't matter. It did not measure how well you could fight at the Gracie Academy. But with societies, especially American societies, reward mentality, people want to know, what's my next step? Well, for them, the next step is the next belt, or the stripe on the next belt. And, while I do think it's an achievement to grow and rank in jiu-jitsu, For instance, you don't see too many pictures of us on Kama Jiu-Jitsu taking pictures of people earning a belt. Well, if they do a color change, so from blue, white to blue, blue to purple, purple to brown, you'll see that. But the degrees that are in between there take just as long to earn as the actual belt. The belt and each degree, they're just another step. Earning your first degree of your after your blue belt is just as difficult as earning the blue belt itself. But we don't doubt that. It's not a big deal. And students quickly learn the ones that stay are the ones who really don't care about the belts. It's a numbers game, but the people that earn it are the people that just love the art, that just cannot wait till the next time they get back on the mat. That if they get frustrated because of their injury, not because of jiu-jitsu, that it was caused in jiu-jitsu, but because they're frustrated because they can't get back on the mat. That is what will give you the first indication that you're on your way to be a black belt, and that you're always constantly improving. So, little advice to you, and it's easy for me to say, yeah, Ryan, it's easy for you to say you already have a black belt. Yeah, but it took me a long time to earn it. And I was of the belief while I was a purple belt, like I said, 14 years, I thought that I would go as far as purple belt and that would be it. And I was happy with it. I just wanted to train. And then when I got my brown belt, wow, that was a surprise. I always thought I was going to be a purple belt. Here I am, I'm wearing a brown belt. And I thought that was the greatest thing. And for a lot of people, a brown belt is a 1 and 2 year belt. I had mine for 5 years, and I didn't care one bit. I was just so happy training. I was happy to get to be on the mat with Professor Dave, and every time in class, and every Saturday in my garage. That who cares? I didn't care. And then when I got the belt, it was the greatest feeling. But once I got it, then it was, okay, now I'm back to learning again when I hit class again. It's you cannot think of it as your goal. All it is just a marker on your journey. That's all it is. It's a marker on your journey, just to kind of tell you where you've been. But it doesn't indicate anything about you as a person. So, if I can give you one bit of advice, if you're going to embark on this jiu-jitsu journey, don't worry about the belt. The belt is not a measure of who you are. You are who you are, regardless of the belt that you wear. Keep that in mind. That is the most important thing. And once you start thinking about the belt, I would suggest you throw that out of your mind. Don't even think about the belt. If you don't love jiu-jitsu, then you're not going to do it. On the other hand, if you don't love jiu-jitsu and you tell yourself, well, I'm a blue belt and I want to earn a purple belt, so I'm just going to stick around until I earn a purple belt, you're going to dread every day that you come into class. Does that make sense? So stop thinking about the belt. Stop thinking about how you're going to hit your next goal. That is belt related or stripe related. Degrees, stripes, degrees, same thing. Think about how I'm going to take care of this next. How am I going to learn this arm bar? How am I going to learn to get out of cross-side? How am I going to get to be where nobody can hold me down in cross-side? How is it going to be where nobody can hold me down in mount? How am I going to get to the point where I can hold everybody down in cross-side? That's how you need to think. And what you're going to do is you're going to take these things one at a time, and you're slowly going to check them off of your list. And as those check marks check everything off on your list, that's where your instructor will go, okay, Johnny or Jane is doing really well. I can no longer justify keeping them at blue belt. I need to give them their purple belt. That's how it comes. But once you get your purple belt, then it's keep marching. And now you're going to do it to a purple belt level, and then a brown belt level and a black belt level. So think in those terms. And let me know if you have any questions. And if you run a school, get us in front of your students. Let's get together to share Hicks and Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. Let us help you to expand your curriculum. Let us help you to make your school do what you want to do. And contact us. It's at kamajujitsu@gmail.com. That's kamajujitsu@gmail.com. Or the Facebook pages, BJJ Professor, Kama Jiu-Jitsu, and Kama Jiu-Jitsu Dallas Fort Worth. And let's get together. Take care. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.